Hi guys, this is Ravenclaw What If. Welcome to the first part of What If Deku Midoriya had a twin sister. Alright, this one she's gonna have a highly, superpower OP telekinesis quirk. And she's gonna be like a bit of a prodigy when it comes when she like activates it for the first time. It's gonna be like super OP and all right, and one of my subscribers asked if Midoriya had you know Izuku had going to get all for one. I wasn't going to, but I I thought of something, so I was like, he is going to get all for one. Just All right. So we start the episode off as and oh, hey, before we start, her name is going to be if I said Izzy Midoriya. So Izzy Midoriya. So okay. Yeah, and the picture that I had on the first video about the update, that's what she's gonna look like. So I just didn't totally forgot to put it on my phone, so that's my bad. I'll next episode I'll put it up. But all right, let's continue. As you episode as you see Dizzy flying across, the way at flying across, and she hits the building in the the USJ attack. This will make sense, so don't worry. It's like as she's flying, it's like, my name is Midoriya, and you're probably wondering why I'm getting my ass kicked by this overgrown bird. So she's like, doing her monologue. It's like, I never wanted to be a hero. I really didn't. One thing I cared about was my twin brother. You know, I keep forgetting his name. Izuku. Izuku. My little brother Izuku. So the whole hero thing was always, a byproduct of my main goal is protecting my little brother. Only person I cared about. And you're probably wondering why I'm getting my ass handed me too by this oversized bird. I guess we probably should start from the beginning, as it fades off into the birth of as Inko's giving in child labor with the twins. They don't know that they're twins, but like, and the doctor's like, oh, there's that one, as it's a girl, and the doctor's like, you have a daughter. And I'm like, and the doctor said, oh no, we have another one, and Inko's like, what? And he's like, as Izuku Midoriya pop out, and they're happy, but yeah, that's two more, like, it's another more mouths to feed. So Ashashi's kind of like, he's happy, but he's like, he's like, how am I going to feed all of us? So they take him home, and we're gonna do a little time skip a little bit, you know a couple years, as Midoriya is like running around his All Might gear. He was this action figure, being Midoriya, that little adorable kid he is. So anyway, he's like, he's like, I am here, and he's just being a kid, and he had a couple action figures laying around, and this is when Sashi accidentally steps and it's like, goddamn kids and their goddamn toys, told you little brat to pick your shit up, and he like storming off, and Inko's they're yelling. He's like, you need to calm down, and they're like, they went outside to yell, and Midoriya is kind of scared because his dad yelled at him, and so Izzy, I'm like, Midoriya, Izuku. He's like, yes, sister. It's like, don't worry, they're just having a little fight. I mean, they're around like, let's just say they're like 4. Okay, so those are, you know, they're able to talk and stuff, and Izzy is a lot more mature for her age, because you know the thing, because I want to, because of, let's just say it's a side, it's like a it's like a side, you know, it's like an effect of, you know, the quirk that she has, that her, she'll be, you know, kind of mature and serious. So anyway, so let's go there. Anyways, and so she, you know, Izzy, you know, took you know, her little brother, you know, to his room to, you know, play, you know. So, you know, that little, you know, incident happened, and we start with like around, you know, he's following, you know, Bakugo. He's like, God, Sean, your quirk, like, he just developed his quirk, you know, and he's like, God, Sean, your quirk is awesome. I wish I had a quirk like that, or maybe similar. And he's like, and, you know, Bakugo, he's like, oh, it's like, I highly doubt that, deku. I mean, I highly doubt you get a quirk like mine. You might get, you know, a decent one. Maybe be a sidekick to me, as you know, he's having a big head, and you know, Midoriya is like, you know, kind of, you know, sad, and because you know he's being, you know, belittled by his only friend, his best friend, not his like his friend besides his sister. So you know, it's like so then we get to he gets home, and Izzy's the first one, you know, up on that, you know, my little brother is being, something's wrong. He's just like, what's wrong? He's like, Bakugo said, well, like, if I get a quirk, it won't be as awesome, and blah, blah, blah. And Izzy's like, Izzy's like, brother, it's like, don't listen to, you know, that prick. Like, like, don't listen to him. You'll get a quirk, and if you don't get a quirk, you could always, you know, train, you know. No, no, let us get back. They're a little too young to be thinking about training. So it's like, yeah, you'll develop a quirk. I'm sure of it. And you know, sister and brother bonding, and you know, time like that. So, anyways, so let's continue. And so let's so Inko and Asashi are talking. He's like, dear, I don't know what we're gonna do. Like, I got a job offer. You know, it's going to be overseas to the Mumble Parents company, a zoo. I can't pronounce that name, but whatever. You know, he's like, I'll be gone, and I'll be able to, you know, provide for the family, and give us, you know, time to, you know, think. Because was having to, yeah, because Asashi doesn't like how he's been acting, so he, you know, he thinks it's best to, you know, provide farther away from, you know, the family, because, you know, of reasons, because he's a douche. Anyways, because I thought it was funny that, like in the anime, like Midoriya never mentions his father ever. It's like I just thought that was odd, just like mystery dad or whatever. Let's continue. So they're they're like you know, in school, and the next day, you know, they're in school at recess, and Bakugo's like picking on, you know, oh, a little girl, like a little girl, and let's just say her quirk is something like really stupid. Let's just say her quirk is like, I don't know, she's able to only make origami. There you go, like a little bit origami quirk, where they're able to, you know, as long as she has paper, she can, you know, for origami, you know, that type of stuff. And Buck goes like, huh, look at that, look at that weakling. Your quirk is like useless. You can't be a hero. You might be able to art teacher, maybe. This is when, yeah, okay, yeah. You know, Bakugo is like being Bakugo, and he's like, as he lights explosions at her, you know, because she's a bit artsy girl, so you know, she was like, you know, as Midoriya is like, it's like, stop this, Bakachan. Don't pick on her. You know, that's not. that's not nice. And he's like, whatever, deku. Weakling, as he, blasts, you know, explosions at Midoriya as he goes flying. And Izzy's Izzy's not happy about that. So she walks up and says, better leave my brother alone. Leave my brother and that girl alone. He's like, what are you gonna do? You're as useless as your brother. And let's just say Izzy has a little bit of a temper. So Bakugo, he's like laughing, turns his head, he's like, ha ha ha, type of stuff. And Izzy, that's freaking backhands his, Izzy freaking like freaking punches him in the face, and he goes flying, not go flying, but he gets hit on the floor, and he's like, "How dare you, weakling! You're gonna regret this." And the teacher's like, "You seriously were gonna hit a girl?" And he's like, "She started." I'm like, I don't care. You don't hit girls." The teacher's grabbed his ear, and and the teacher's like, it's like, "I saw what you did, young lady. Like, I don't care." It's like, "I don't care. He hurt my brother." That sort of thing. And so so that happens, and so we're going to go to let's just say it's like the beginning of middle school. So it's no, it's the first day of middle school. All right, their school, and no. We I need to totally get something done before that. Okay, sorry about that, guys. We're gonna go to they're around like six. No, let's just say 6 or 7 or whatever. And they go, get their quirk. They're not been showing signs of having a quirk, and Inko. This is after Asashi leaves, so Inko is very concerned because the kids usually around that age or a little bit older, whatever, or a little bit younger, develop, get their quirk signs, signs of quirks, and so they run through the tests, and and Inko, and they tell Midori, Izuku, Izuku Midoriya is the first one to get evaluated, and the doctor is like, Miss Midoriya, I'm afraid your son doesn't have that extra joint, or I think it's extra joint, or yeah, it's the extra joint. He has the extra joint or whatever. The test signs shown that he won't develop a quirk, and Deku's crushed, and he's he's like very quiet, and he has his action figure in his hand, and there's tears growing through on his side of his face, and Izzy saw this, and Izzy's not very happy, but but she comforts her brother, like a good sister should. So that's make Midoriya's crushing news. Poor guy doesn't want to be a hero, but fate decides hit him a hard one. So okay, let's continue. And Midoriya and the doctor says yes, and your daughter Izzy, what's her name? And he's like, yes, that's my daughter's name. She does have a quirk, but it hasn't activated yet. I don't know what it is or when it'll activate, but it's dormant right now. And so if it develops in the future, please get it reevaluated, because that happens. So and it's like they walk off, and Teddy goes to his room, strictly rewatching his All Might videos and that one scene in the anime. And what I'm gonna do is kind of messed up because um, if you haven't watched my other what ifs, I kind of like to twist Mama Midoriya into not so nice. So okay, don't know why I do that. It's not like I don't hate her character. I mean, her characters are awesome, but all right, let's continue. And he's like, "Can I be a hero like All Might?" And Mama Midoriya, looks at him. It's like, I know, sweetie, you want to be a hero, but it's not realistic. You don't have power. You can't be a hero. And that just broke him. And Izzy's like, get out, get out of the room. And she's like, what? It's like she's like out, and and so Izzy slams the door because she Inko realized what she said to her son, but it's a little too late. And Izzy's not, yeah, Izzy's not having that. That's her little brother. They're twins. That's her other side of the same coin, like the yin and the yang type of style. Okay, so okay, and and he Izzy been down to Midoriya eye level because he's like looking down. He's like brother, look at me. He's like, if you want to be a hero, you can. Don't worry what mom what that what Inko says, as she says Inko, because that relationship between Izzy and her mom, it's not broken totally, but it's highly strained. It's like, if you want to be a hero, you can. All you have to do is train. It'll be hard, being not having any quirk in you. And Midori looks more sad and mentioning. He's like, don't worry, don't worry. Um, I'll help you every step of the way. Because they're you know siblings. So anyway, and Midoriya perks up a little bit. It's still devastating to him that he's quirkless and his life is going to be shit. So let's 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 continue and let's skip to the begin the beginning of middle school. So it's a new class. Bakugo and him always been picked on, and Izzy's always the one who stuck up for her brother. And I mean, yeah, Bakugo has hit her before a couple times, and Izzy's like, "What? That's all you got?" And type of back and forth. So, anyways, let's continue. And Izzy despises Bakugo with the passion. She hates him because anyone that picks on her brother, because she doesn't have friends. She doesn't really like people in general. So she's like very antisocial for a girl, and so she doesn't like other girl. She doesn't like hanging around other girls because she finds them two faced, and they'll backstab you the first chance they get. They act friendly, they're like their friends, and they'll backstab you because she's seen it happen to several of the new girls before. Well, more of the when they start hanging out with new people and they start backstabbing. Yeah, they're like kids are vicious. So, anyways, we start the first day, middle school, and they walk up. They're supposed to introduce myself, and her brother goes up to say, I'm Izuku Midoriya, and everyone's like, "What's your quirk? What's your quirk?" And Bakugo's laughing. He's like, "Quirk? That loser doesn't have one." He's like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm quirkless." And as Izzy's like comforting her brother, and you young lady, he's like, "I'm Izzy Midoriya," and they're like, "Midoriya," or yes, that's we are brother. You're like, he's my twin brother, because didn't yeah, whatever. And he's like, "And what's your quirk?" And Bakugo is like still laughing. He's like, "Her quirk hasn't activated yet. Their families are a bunch of losers." And teacher's like, "Shut up." He like gets Bakugo to shut up. He's like, like stop being an ass, basically. So and anyways, so anyways, that happens, and they sit down, and one of the girls, he was for one of the seats, was like, Deku had his own, like, there was an empty seat where Midoriya, where her brother was sitting, Izuku, and there was, some random girl there next, was sitting next to him, and Izzy's walked over there and he's like, move. The girl's like, what? He's like, move. That's from now on. That's my seat. And it's like, and she gets up in her face, like, move it or be moved. And she's like, walked off. He's like, bitch, like, like, and that type of stuff. And he's like, what's her problem? And Izuku knows, like, sister, why did you always have to do that? I'm like, what? I'm gonna sit with I'm gonna sit with you. She was in my way. It's like like, if you're a little bit nicer, you would have friends. I'm like, I don't need friends because she doesn't have any interest in being the hero, and in friends is this is another time wasted because she spends most of her time studying and in martial arts. So I didn't put it in the kid version, the kid section of the video, but she's gonna she'll like she took like I'm just gonna give her Kwai Kun Do and guess Kung Fu, I guess two Kwai Kun Do and Kung Fu. Yeah, that's about two would be efficient. So yeah, so so she's been she's got up to the belt and everything like that. So let's continue. So anyways, and they go to that school for about a week. Deki, Midori, Izuku, and Izzy. Their their score. Well, Izzy's always in first and everything, and Bakugo's quite pissed because everything. Even though he's like I'm Bakugo, Koski, I'm a living god. I'm supposed to be superior to everyone, but yet he keeps losing to a girl. So, so that kind of hit him hard, because he's a guy. So, anyways, so let's continue. And one day, some of the upper class, because wait, let's after class, Bakugo, Izzy, left because she had to, talk to the principal because she's talking about, how the picking on her brother and how the higher, the upperclassmen are starting to do the same. So, and they're being a little more rough about it. I mean, Bucko does it pretty rough, but the upperclassmen, they're quite vicious. So, and so let's continue. And so we're gonna, you know, Bakugo blows up his notebook. He's like, if you want to quirk me, you might as well, take a jump off the building to Swangdolf. You might be born with a quirk, and he's like taking it pretty hard, and the whole scene that happened in canon, happens, and Bakugo blows up his book and walks off laughing with his little goonies, you know his little freaking robotic clones. So anyways, and so he's like, there's three kids, upperclassmen. They're like delinquents, very bad kids. Like they're like one more bad mark of being expelled because they've have hurt kids before. And um, okay, let's continue. And so so they grab Midoriya and they're like, come with me, kid. We're gonna have a little fun." And Midoriya's like, "No, I don't want to go anywhere, you guys." And one of them has fire. Another one has like you know fire, and one of them has like could change his hand. His hands could turn into like metal claws, you know, something like that. And the third one, let's just say he has, electricity does whatever. So he's like, and they're like cool, ganging up on him and having him push him out on the, the top, the school, had, the top on top of the building, the roof of, of the building, and they're all pushing, picking on Deku, beating him up because, they're dicks, and, and they're like hurting him, they're burning him, cutting him, and Deku's like, he's like, why are you doing this to me? He's like, you're not a person, you're quirkless, dude. You're nothing but Dad's face. If we kill you now, you know, no one would care. It's like you're lower than dirt. As he does freaking picks him up from by the hair, by the the by his hair near the edge of the building, and just kicks him over, and as Midoriya falls to his death, and Izzy heard the commotion. He's like, no, 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 not Izuku, not Izuku, not my brother. And as she's running over to Izuku crying, and the kids up on the roof are like, don't know their names. They're like Thug 1, Thug 2. They're like, dude, you killed him, dude. He's like, what? So what? He's quirkless. And the cops are and the heroes are on scene. They get to the bullies first because they can't do nothing with a dead kid, but they had to be flout pated because kid doesn't fly off a roof for no reason. So that happens, and it's just like, no, 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 no. I can't lose my brother. Only one I cared about. And she's freaking out, and the heroes are some heroes come up, try to, restrain, Izzy to get away from the dead body now. And Izzy's like, get away from me. As something happens, it just, something breaks in her. And as she screams like bloody murder, as everything goes to white, and she's freaking out, and as the light, as the light evaporates, she's back in her seat in the same costume she started in the morning, and she literally, yeah, I just did that. I just made her like she backtracked and traveled somewhat into time with her telekinesis as a activated. That's when her powers activated, and I'm not going to have her able to use this ability all the time, but only for certain times. So yeah, she went back in time to the early that morning before the end of school where Midoriya died. So she's like, "What the hell? What the hell? What's going on?" And the girl next to her, because they're not all, because she takes like same classes as Midoriya, but she also takes extra classes, to to make her when she goes to college, she wants to have more on her plate that she's been doing to get accepted for college easier. So, anyways, that happens, and so she's freaking out, and she runs out of the classroom and goes to the because yeah, she goes to the bathroom, starts throwing up, and she's like, what's the hell's going on? What? I need to find my brother. I need to find him, and she's like, and she's finally after she runs out trying to find her brother, she goes up to he's up just drawing because it's like a free time period where they have enough time to chill out before the next class. So let's just say it's lunch. So let's just go with that. And she runs up to Midoriya and and hugs him. And Midoriya's like, what's wrong, sis? And she's like, I thought I lost you, brother. And I'm like, I know what you're talking about. And I'm like, and she's like, you need to calm down. And so she decides to us to calm down. She doesn't understand, but as she, Midoriya's trying to calm her down. Midoriya noticed like there's rocks floating, as she's kind of freaking out, and Midoriya's like, sis, your quirk, it came in, and I'm like, and she's like, what? I'm like, yeah, I don't know what's going on. I saw you die, Midoriya, and brother, and Izuku, and she's crying, and she's like, and Midoriya's like, what you mean? I'm like, oh no, it's like when you fell off the roof, I ran over to you, and everything else just went to white. And I know telekinesis going back in time doesn't make no sense, but I thought it would be cool into the story. So she's gonna like have like she's only able to access this ability only when her emotional state is at the lowest. That's how I'm gonna do this thing. So and so the next so they go through the day, and that's when Izzy is the smart. She's smart, so she lets the day progress through normal, and instead of leaving school for wherever she did, she's she's up on a roof waiting for those little shits to do what they did, because as she thought it through, like if it's a possibility that it happens, she's not going to let it happen. So and that happens, and that all that progresses, and they go through the upstairs, and Izzy's just standing there, and he's like, "Whoa, look at this little girl here." He's like, "Sister, what are you doing here?" "Oh, it's your sister. She's kind of cute. Might have some fun with her later after he deals with you, Corkless." And Izzy's like, "Release my brother now, or I'm not going to be so friendly." And so she go, they're like, "You're gonna do anything, girl. You're weak. You don't have a quirk. According to what the rumors say you about your family, your mother has a weak, telekinesis quirk, only, to pull items, not very heavy. It's pretty pathetic. And your father just, as he seems that she freaking, like I said, she automatically knows, because I want to do this. She automatically knows how her quirk works. So that happened. So yeah, she raises her hand and lifts the guy up, and just slams him back on force on the ground, constantly, and going like. And the other dude's like, "What the hell? She has a telekinesis quirk, but that's way too powerful." As the one she slammed on the wall was the one with the claw hands, and he's gone. He's done for. And the fire dude's like doing his little fire trick, and she's as soon as he tried to throw fire at Izzy, she she stops it with her telekinesis before it hits her, and has a hovering around her hand, and she's like, this is I like this, as she tosses it back at him, and he goes flying, and doesn't fall off the building. She's just, as I forget what the third one was. What was it? I had one with thing. Fire. What was the third one? I thought I had the third guy. Was Fire Claw Dude, and yeah, Electric Dude. So no, he does the electricity. Try to hit Izzy, and she activates. This is one skill she didn't know she had. She no, she's able to use her ability easily, but she doesn't know how to do the higher graded techniques. This is what she's going to do. through the training. Anyway, so she um she uses a psychic barrier, basically like, kind of like, how the Invisible Woman has, where, she could project a bubble around her, but it's all psychic. It's all psychic energy. So that's what I'm at. So she blocks it. Then she grabs, pulls her hand, has him, you know, with her tugging, he just pulls him towards her as she knees him in the stomach. Then freaking sweeps his way, his his leg under his feet. He falls around. Then she kicks him in the head, knocking him out. And and Midori is just memorized. Like, sister, you're so cool, because Midoriya, I don't know why they made him that way. He's so gullible and so like ready to suck up to people. But it is his sister, so he's all excited to see how her quirk is developed and everything, and they go home. They go home. They're talking, and and Midoriya is like, "Mom, mom, mom," and and Inko is like, over this time, she apologized to Midoriya, but but the damage has been done to Izzy of her view of her mother, so she's not too happy with Mother Dearest. So he's like, Izzy had got her quirk, and and Midoriya, and it's like, calm down. It's like, dear, you got your quirk, and she walks off. It's like, none of your business, Inko. As she walks up, slams her door, and she's it's like, as Inko's like, oh, what girl still won't forgive me, and Izuku's like, it's like, Mom, don't worry about it. She'll get over it eventually. You know how sister gets. She has a little bit of temper. Apparently, yes, dear. Apparently, she holds grudges too. As she like does like a sad laugh. It's like, oh yeah, and and so she's like, dear, I need to talk to you. I'm like, what? And it's like, we need to get your quirk evaluated. And he's like, oh, very well. Let me finish up here with my schoolwork. And she does her schoolwork, and the next hour they go up and they go to the doctor. He's like, yes, Miss Midoriya, yes, my daughter has show signs of a quirk, and they run the test. The doctors are shocked. They're like, wow. And they're like, yes, Miss Midoriya, seems like your daughter has developed your quirk, variation of your quirk. And he's like, what do you mean? He's like, she has a telekinesis quirk, but we've never seen one this powerful. Especially, I think Inko looks like the fourth generation, maybe fifth generation of telekinesis. So let's just say whatever generation. He's like, yeah. He's like, she's very powerful, and he's like, so they did her, they talk up with Inko and Izzy about her powers, and she's like, yeah, I don't know why, I just know what I could do with it, but that's about it. She'll later get into techniques. I don't know what type of crazy techniques I'm gonna give her, but anyways, let's let's continue. And that happens, and they drive home to a silent car ride because Izzy doesn't want nothing to do with mom, with his dear old mother dear. So we're gonna stop it here. Um, Tell me what you think about this. I know I had an idea and wasn't sure what routes. I had several scenarios I was gonna go with this. So let me know what you think, and have a good day and night. Stay safe, and I'll see you next time.